You're tuned into the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 146 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th, music producer extraordinaire, at the head of the table, the voice of Indianapolis, Mr. Voiceover himself. Jay Moore, how are you, sir?
Doing well, sir. Kicking but not high, flapping but can't fly.
I see you with the bars. Good to see you as always. Shout out to Underground Kings t-shirt. Repping the culture there. I see you. Across the table, producer extraordinaire, production teacher as well, my man Lonegevity. How are you, sir?
Doing all right, Mike.
Good to see you as always.
Good to see you too.
Yes, sir. Across the table, fresh to death, DJ Jay Diff.
That's what I do. Salutations.
I was waiting on my salutations. Good to see you, brother, as always.
Am I?
And
Cool.
to my left, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. I'm a lover, a listener, and a learner.
I like that. That's real grown up you right
I
there.
just wish Mike actually said that when he described you.
Well,
I could have
you know.
said that.
I'm the gangster of love.
Yeah.
some call him.
Joe.
Ask Miss Jones about me.
I just,
Wow.
I just thought it was funny when Mike was like fresh to death, and Terry's got like a old Spider-Man.
I know, right? Hey, just say anything.
Hey, that shirt is fly.
If
I
anyone
like it.
noticed me, just go, what? Like, that's why.
I like it. Fuck y'all. I
It's
like
a cool shirt, no doubt.
it. That shit dope to
Fresh
me.
to death, man.
It's just a weekend shirt.
No,
really.
dude.
Oh, you stunting? You gonna stunt now? Okay.
I mean, I actually got this from a thrift store in Chicago.
I ain't mad at
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
It's a good pickup.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Cool, man.
I like it.
Wow.
I'm standing on it. My man Kato's in the building as well. Thank you for keeping me on point, brother, as always. Red August is in the building also, giggling and eating gummy worms or some dumb shit like that.
Damn.
Support that brother as well. Let's go ahead and jump in because we got a list to finish. So let's see. Speaking of lists, have you guys been noticing a whole bunch of trash lists that have been floating around through
A whole heap of them.
Various social media outlets? I saw
It's like
one.
list season.
Yeah, it's like it became list season out the blue, and I'm like, man, we've only been, putting up the criteria and chopping down everything that we need to do for our list for what, the past
This is
7
the 8th
weeks.
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden a list comes out, goes viral that has Joe Budden third, and it's like, damn, now everybody has a list everywhere, and they have no explanation as to the criteria or anything, just a bunch of foolishness. So I guess it's list season out here.
I don't know. I don't know about everybody else's city or state, but in Indiana alone,
Yeah.
I've seen probably 4 different lists
Yeah.
with 4 different groups of 50.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
a
I
lot
didn't know
of
we
rappers.
had that many rappers.
Yeah. Everybody rap, but damn.
God damn, man.
Yeah.
It's disgusting and despicable.
It is.
It is.
And there's some people in their feelings about these lists too, which is crazy in itself. Like on a local level,
Yep.
especially, you worried about being on a local list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay if I'm not on a list with Emcee, Shotgun, and some other person from around the way.
You know what list you should be happy? One of the lists I saw, and you
What's
should be
that?
happy. Top 10 St. Louis rappers in jail.
Man.
That's a
Top
good
10
list to
St.
not be
Louis
on, you're
rappers in
right.
jail. Shout out to MC Shotgun, whoever that is. Jump in,
KRS
Spoolz.
too.
Oh, no, everybody has the right, obviously, to make their own list.
Sure.
However, I'm really proud of the work that we put into ours and, like, the thought and the structure and organization of what we've done. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting that we've been doing this, and it came out of the blue,
Yeah.
Right.
out of an argument.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
we
just for
started
fun.
doing it.
It's not even like it's some sort of
Yeah.
end all be all.
And then all of a sudden, everybody did it. It was
Yeah.
like a thing.
We're
So
just trying to generate
How
content.
did-
I hope people appreciate that.
How did
go
ODB
back 5-6 episodes.
Yeah, how
And
did
listen,
ODB and Ludacris start this whole thing?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I was outraged.
Everybody's a conspiracy theorist,
Yes.
including myself sometimes. But
Sure.
the podcast that put this out originally, the one that caught waves, I think Joe Budden caught it or somebody else shared it. It was like the Brew something podcast out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they watch our show.
You know what? That's a
possible.
bar
Could be a
right
shout
there.
to them though.
Yeah.
You know, that's a look, I guess. You know what I mean? Like to,
Oh, it's completely bullshit, probably, but you know,
I hope they capitalized off that look,
But,
'cause that's a great look.
we've put there's a lot of a lot of thought and organization and all that shit went into this. Go back
Yeah.
6, 7 episodes, man. We've been talking about this for a month and a half.
You know,
Shit,
we
it's
took
a fact.
guys.
we took 2
Thanks.
episodes just to talk about the criteria
Yep.
to how
That's a
we were going to
fact.
come up with this list. You know, and
yep.
it's just crazy that I see people just writing down 50 rappers
Yeah.
That's
on
pretty
a
much
list,
what I've seen
and
too. Yeah.
they get all this, you know, traction from it. And here we are. We put all this, you know, came up with a spreadsheet. Shout out to Lone on that. And,
Yes.
and really wanted to make it about numbers and try to
Not
quantify
feelings.
this, not feelings. Because, you know, and the thing is, we talked about this, you know, before the show about how none of us looked at each other's lists, you know, so it wasn't even a thing to where we were like, oh, yeah, well, he put it down. So let me go ahead and hype my guy up and put it up a little higher. Like, this is really the list. And I think that's why it's good to have 5 people's input.
Yep.
And, you know, because when you have one person's input, then, you know, it was like, oh, okay, well, I understand why they were on that foolishness. You know, when
Yep.
it comes out the way it does, it's 5 people's input that created this list. So you just can't put it on one person. And we're happy to share those numbers with people.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll share everybody's numbers after we get to the end. So I
We
don't
getting
think
to the end today.
Today.
actually we're not.
Why not, man? We need to wrap this shit up, B. I
Uh,
think we
I'm over
rode
it.
this train long
I think
enough.
so, but like with
We legitimately we have 60. We did 40 last time in
Did
like
we
a
do
half,
40?
in a half an hour.
Did we?
Yeah.
yeah, unless
know.
yeah,
I got a section for 40 and then
Another
20, and then 20 to actually
then
spin.
do the top 20, and then we
Yeah.
could really discuss those top 20.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Then
No.
hopefully by then everybody will be off list so that you know.
So, but
Well, there you have it.
You know, Mike. There's so many variations of lists. They
we can
might
see
still
we
be
can see
going.
where it goes,
You never
but
know.
we can see where it goes.
Excite.
We can like we can't see where it goes, but my guess is if we rush it, we're gonna rush the ending and not talk about it much. So
Yeah, you know that top 20-ish definitely needs to be discussed. I
Yeah.
give you that. So we'll see, but it's definitely list mania out here in these streets.
This
Everybody got
money,
a
and
list.
I'm sick of it.
Everybody's a professional. Everybody has a list. Let's see. Little music news here. Shout out to the homie Benny the Butcher, man. Getting signed to Rock Nation. That's dope. That's good for the culture. Saw him in West Side Gun up there. They were playing some joints. You could see Hove, bobbing his head to those records. I think that's a good look for them. Those guys have really been grinding, coming out of Buffalo and coming out on the underground scene to get to where they are now with the merch and the wrestling and the, fusing all that wrestling, as the old folks say. Fusing all that together, man. They've got a hell of a following. They'll be with us for Treese next weekend, so that's a dope look. But I think it's dope that Benny got signed in Rock Nation. Shout out to Hov for, bringing those bars and bringing that up to the table there. You guys got any thoughts about that? I think it's great.
did we already talk about this?
No,
No.
just
Nah. Yeah, this just happened.
I'll jump in. I think it's,
Production meeting.
Guess
Yeah.
Lone doesn't like it. I'll go to Spoolz.
I think
for
it's fun. I think it's cool, man. Like, I don't know how that works with the whole Shady thing. Maybe Benny wasn't signed as Shady before,
Right.
or I don't know. I saw West Side Gun in the picture too, so I don't know if he's also signed. Like, I know Conway wasn't
Right.
mentioned, so I don't know if he's still doing the Shady. I don't know how the whole business dealings work, but like him being connected with Jay-Z and Rock Nation, I think is a real good thing, for sure. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
shout
Well,
to-
maybe
shout to-
similar
shout
to
Benny, man.
maybe similar to the Meek situation, because Meek is managed by Rock Nation, but he's still signed to MMG,
Right.
and
So
they
it's,
have both actually done.
Well, they are management deals.
Grouped up together to make the Dream Chasers label as
Right.
well under the Rockefeller or Rock Nation umbrella. So
Yep.
he's making moves.
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
good shit.
One of the things that I like about it is, Jay-Z's from, let's just keep it real, he's from he's from that 90s era. Even though he still makes records that have an impact today,
Right.
but he's involving himself with the new kids on the block, if you will, who are coming up, and instead of waiting for them to be these huge, guys that, that got the crazy club looks. He's involving himself in what I still consider to be an underground movement.
Right.
And so I think that's a good look. I'm just always, whenever there's a situation where older rappers aren't just like criticizing the young cats that are coming out, and instead embracing them and being able to give them that bit of guidance.
Right.
Because I think that's the thing where, while there a lot of these young cats, I don't like their music. I'm never going to be on the 𝐶𝗲𝗄 thing because, like, because at 42,
that's old school.
At 42, like these young rappers, they could literally be my kids.
Right.
And I can't act like they're not, these aren't my kids. So, like, if I can ever, offer, rather constructive criticism and advice, I'm not just going to throw these kids under the bus and go, stand with some other people and be like, oh, and shake my finger at the younger generation. I think it's cool that Jay-Z's not doing that. And he's actually partnering with these young men. And
good.
And maybe he can keep them from falling in some of the pitfalls that have, hurt a lot of the younger rappers that we've seen over the last couple of years.
It was just dope to see him, actually in there vibing to, the record, whatever they were playing. I hadn't heard it. I couldn't tell what it was, but it's just dope to see Jay, at this stage still be able to appreciate the bars and appreciate that sound. And for them to come in there and get signed, like Lone said about the management, to me, it's just a dope move for the culture, for balance. You know what I'm saying? Now, what they do after this, we'll have to wait and see. But it just was really, really cool for me to see Hov in there, nodding his head to Benny blacking out. Like, that's just a good look because that's hip-hop.
Yeah, another thing that's different with Benny is that he's older than a lot of these younger rappers, too.
Right.
So, I mean, he's been around a little while, so.
Yeah, they got a strong movement, man. So I'd be curious to, see how that goes. I'm also excited about Conway's joint as well. It's supposed to come out on Shady, so I'd be curious to see what he does. I know he dropped the joint with M, but I want to see who else is featured. Which way he goes with that, and hopefully it's not too feature heavy because I think he's strong enough individually as a rapper, to carry it. But if he's got a couple more of those OG features that we don't know, it might be a surprise. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So,
bet Royce will be on it.
I'm with that.
That'd be
If
awesome.
Royce is there, that'd be
track.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing him in Indianapolis for Trees.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
man, that's going to be a good look not only for the Trees Festival, but it's probably the first time we've had them come through the Midwest like that. So it'll be a real good look.
We're in Chicago.
Chicago, there's a lot of times people get to Chicago and they, for whatever reason, they don't make it here. You know, so they're going to see that they got love here. So I can't.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a good look for just all around.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see them rock. I got a chance to see them in Chicago and packed house. They shut it down. Live show is dope. A lot of energy.
Nice.
The crowd knew all the bars, punchlines, or whatever. So hopefully it's that same vibe when we get them here. Just a good atmosphere of everybody showing love. So I'm really excited, man. I can't wait to see them rock. So shout out to Benny, man. That's a good look. Sticking with the music, let's talk about Rick Ross, Port of Miami 2. I got a chance to listen to that. I know Terry, I know you rocked it. Spoolz, did you get a chance to listen to it?
I've only listened to this song that has Nipsey on it.
Okay.
I thought that was all right.
Okay, yeah, that joint was cool.
But I don't know. It's not high on my list of things to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But
I listened to some other ones. I didn't listen to that one, though. So,
Jay Moore, did you run that?
Oh, no,
Ross?
I listened to it pretty consistently over this weekend.
Yeah.
Good record. Let's see. I got the one of the records that I really loved on it. It's one he did solo. It's the one everyone's talking about. I can't remember. Just straight bars.
I had to pull the list up.
But when I heard, I can't remember the name of the song. But like when I heard that, I'm like, this is the Rick Ross that needs the. I hear this. He needs to lock in and do a record with no features, and just and just really for the people who don't really see him as an MC. I'm like, this dude is an MC from what he's come from to where he is now. And whenever I feel like they're are people interrupting him when he has all these features? Because like he gets right into his bag, and then he has, and nothing against like having the Nipsey feature, because the thing is he had done records with Nipsey before. So it's not like that was just something, oh, yeah, he's trying to jump on the bandwagon, whatever. Like, that was done before Nipsey, his unfortunate passing. And, he and Rick Ross had collaborations before. But, like, now I'm waiting. I want him to do, like, when Jay-Z did the Blueprint and basically the only feature was Eminem. Yeah. Like, it's time for Rick Ross to lock in and do that record.
This was a heavy featured joint in terms of the album. Gunplay, the joint with Gunplay, I thought was pretty good because Gunplay was actually rapping his ass off. I was impressed. There's a joint called Summer Rain that had a flip from SWV. I thought that was dope. I didn't like the intro because the joint with Wale, I thought his intro could have been better than that. But
I like that one.
I didn't really fool with that Act of Fool, I think is what it's
Vegas Residency. That's a song. Okay. Like, that's really got people going crazy about hearing Rick Ross just lock in. Yeah,
he I look at Ross at this point, I think this is his 10th album. I look at Ross at this point, I think he's maximized his potential in terms of, who he is as an artist. I know pretty much what I'm going to get. But the production is always going to be stellar. That's the one thing, we'll allude to that once we get to our list. But his production the way he selects production has always been consistent. And it's actually, pushed to the forefront, in my opinion, on this album. Like, that's the first thing that jumped out to me, how crispy the production was. There's another Maybach joint on there without the Pusha T verse. But,
that might be the weirdest, or I ain't going to say dumbest because I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but the verse was cleared.
Yep.
And I don't know if y'all have heard the Pusha T verse.
Oh, that verse is mean.
Ahead of the Lil Wayne verse.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick and choose which one I'm gonna put on my album,
right,
I'm putting that Pusha T verse on there, and Lil Wayne gonna have to maybe possibly just give me a verse for another track if that's what you're doing. You trying not to, cause friction or tension and whatnot. But Pusha T has definitely been in his bag on every feature and every release I've heard him on this year and last year for the most part.
Yeah.
But I think the album was pretty good.
Did anything stand out to you other than, we talked about the verse that didn't make it, but are there any records on there?
That's what stood out to me.
Just that? Like, there was no record? I was like, come on, man.
Nah, it's pretty solid. It definitely has joints that are going to go in the club. Because it fits that formula, but it's a Rick Ross album.
Yeah,
there's nothing on there that I'm gonna say was like extra stellar or anything like that.
Yep. Go back and listen to Vegas Residency. Just sit with that one.
Yeah.
What made you such a Rick Ross fan?
Who?
Jay Moore.
Honestly, it wasn't until I heard "Devil in a New Dress" on the Kanye album.
Yeah,
that's
and
it
I
right
heard,
there.
and I was like, wait a minute. Because I wasn't really paying much attention to Rick Ross because he's somebody I heard, working in the clubs. I just heard his records a lot. Especially with, off when the joint where he had MC Hammer, and then he had Rick Ross was on a real run for a second, but it was just like every other song I heard in the club, so it didn't stand out.
Right.
But when I heard Devil in the New Dress, I was like, this is somebody who's taking the craft seriously. So that's when I hear Vegas Residency, that's the Rick Ross I hear on Devil in a New Dress. And I'm like, regardless of what you think of all the other shit and his Officer Ricky thing and his back and forth with 50 Cent, like my whole thing is like when somebody is spitting, like you gotta get I hear him locked in.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's what makes me want to hear a record without him being interrupted by a bunch of features.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I mean, because this formula works.
Yeah, the formula that is pretty much for everybody that exists that are mainstream artists.
Jay-Z and Nas, the only people I hear do it without, maybe J. Cole.
J. Cole,
they have to have, J. Cole, I mean, that's been his thing from the beginning, though. But as far as the formula for most of the mainstream artists, you get whoever's hot right now on your album as well, and you push those singles everybody will buy them based off that, or we're in the nature of streaming, so they're going to stream it based off of that. Based off of that, and then kind of pick and choose which ones they like, for the most part. I mean, this is the second release in the past 3 months that has a Nipsey Hussle feature on it, and Nipsey passed the end of March.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
this one, to me, I liked the joint with Khaled, but that was cool. I liked it, but this one to me just went better with John Legend on the hook. Like, it just sounded good.
It needed that Pusha T verse.
Yeah. But it's just crazy that Nipsey was talking about how 6ix9ine is a snitch.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately
or Tiana Taylor, I'm sorry.
Depending on, who you listen to as far as what, the cat Eric Holder, he's like, dude, you're a snitch. You got to get away from here.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what the speculation was. Now that other stories are coming out,
right?
It was more along the lines of, if they saying that about you, you need to get that right, is what he was actually saying to dude. Dude might have took it another way, and I wasn't there, so I can't say exactly what happened.
All I'll say is listen to Boosie's take on it.
Oh my goodness, I love Boosie interviews
on Vlad TV.
Yeah. Boosie's interviews are great.
It's wild.
Boosie's got a great one about how he still beats his kids' asses. It's great. It's awesome. It makes a lot of sense.
Then he takes him to go get a Boosie fade.
That's right.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm old school ass whooping," is what he said.
Yeah.
So him and Vlad make magic, man. Every time I see Boosie, I'm like, I have to watch.
Come on, dog.
Come on, Vlad, man. Shout out to Boosie, man. Boosie's that dude. But overall, man, I thought it was solid. I saw some 24-hour classic people coming out. You know what I'm saying?
I
jumping out the window.
To follow those people.
You know what I'm saying? It's a classic, man. It's the greatest album. Oh my God. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? The album ain't
Y'all
been
said
out.
2 Chainz was a classic, and
They
nobody talks
did.
about that album anymore. Like, and I like that record, but I was just like, that's what happens when you jump out of the window just in a streaming
That
era.
record was okay. Can't
It was
even.
the first 3 or 4. I was like, okay, but then it just got.
okay.
It
I
was
can't
just
even
like,
say
I was
I
like, all right,
liked that
now
album.
y'all need to chill.
We were on our way out of town. Sean was there.
Yeah.
And we put the 2 Chainz on, and it got kind of where we're like,
Is this what everybody talking about?
Hear anything? It was when it first released, though.
Yeah.
So we hadn't heard anything from anybody else. And
Yeah.
it just came out that day. Like, man, are y'all liking this? Everybody like, nah, this is kind of weak.
Yeah.
Everybody said that.
He started off
Was
the
this
first.
the Pretty Girls, like,
No.
which one is
It's
this?
like 3 years late, buddy.
No, which
This one came out
Not
in
the
March.
one that just came out this year. The
With the
Or
pink trap
end of
house.
February. End of
Trap,
February.
yeah,
Yeah.
With like the pink trap house. And
No.
all that
No,
shit.
that was Pretty Girls.
No.
Don't trap me.
Okay.
it's okay.
That was 3 years ago?
At least.
At least. Yeah.
Come on now.
I'm dead serious.
We've talked about that shit on this podcast, and our podcast
We've
is
been doing
3
this
years
for
old.
a minute.
Not quite.
Yeah,
3
man.
years.
It's been a while.
Whatever, man.
It's okay.
Kato, can you let me know when that
The
album
release
came
date
out,
of
man?
Pretty Girls
Love
Like Trap Music.
Yeah.
It may not have been 3 because it's when they had the pink
I
house.
thought it was 2018.
Okay, 2.5.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Give or take. Yeah. June
Damn.
16, 2017.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever, man.
It is what it is. As we proceed.
I think I still have, based off what I heard so far, I still got YBN, Cordae, and Gibbs in the lead for me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing something.
You only listen to mainstream rap, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that Gibbs album was definitely mainstream.
Is
for
it
sure.
not?
Nah, it's definitely not a mainstream.
Mike has
release.
given
In
every
2019, that's not mainstream hip hop?
Gibbs
Chance-
has kind of
Chance is
moved up a
mainstream.
little bit.
Mike's given everyone he's not heard of that like can rap real well a 5.5 on our fucking list.
Yeah, man.
It's like, I don't know, Aesop Rock 5.5. Moving
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I'm cool.
No, but I mean, like, legitimately, that's a good conversation. I mean, to me, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib is a mainstream album. Mainstream ain't what it used to be.
That's fair.
You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
Gibbs is massively popular. I mean, it ain't, don't get me wrong, it ain't Rick Ross. Because you're
See,
definitely...
that's what I think.
There's
I think
levels. There's like
Chance,
this
Rick
middle
Ross,
level. We're like Run the Jewels and
Yeah,
Freddie
he don't-
Gibbs
There you
and
go.
some other cats.
He's not getting a Doritos commercial.
But at the same time, those cult people that follow those guys may not even listen to any type of mainstream hip hop at all. So it kind of balances it again. I guess it's a little bit is what I'm saying. So
Not mad at
as
that.
far as popularity is concerned, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too underground for it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I do want to give the Ross a run. I haven't yet, but I might just haven't had a chance.
I think I know for a fact, just knowing you as a producer, like there's gonna be some joints on there where you're gonna be like, yeah, the production they snap.
There were a lot of joints that came out last week though. Focus from New York and Oh No dropped a project. Oh No being from Gangrene with Alchemist and Madlib's brother, all that good stuff. But he dropped this thing called Life. Murs, Ninth Wonder and the Soul Council dropped the Iliad is Dead, and the Odyssey is gone over. I don't know. It's like a ridiculously long title.
It's interesting. Homer's great work.
I listened to some of that too. And shout out to Ninth Wonder for having his
There's some
daughter.
joints.
His
produced.
daughter made a beat on there. Like that's what I'm talking about.
I think she
Yeah.
made the one with Heather Victoria on it.
Yeah, the fact that he got his
dope
daughter
joint.
making beats and she on the album, that's dope to me.
She's actually got some
Yeah.
nice stuff.
Shout out to Ninth, man.
What else dropped? Willie the Kid. You guys like Willie the Kid? Familiar
I'm
with
not
him?
super familiar. I know he's from here, right?
Detroit.
No.
Detroit.
So
The
not
Midwest, you
super
mean?
familiar.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Midwest, yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Who am I thinking of from here?
I don't know, but you would absolutely like the project. It's a compilation project called Pearls. I mean, the features on this project, which again, this is a compilation, so a lot of these joints have already been out, but like,
Sir dropped that single "Hair Down" featuring Kendrick.
I haven't peeked that yet. I
That's
keep
like
hearing about it.
heater.
Heater?
It is.
that was
It's all
so
there.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
ETO, Action Bronson, Rock, Marciano Currency, Westside Gun, Conway, Styles P, Royce, John
Damn.
Connor,
All of them.
Corey Guns, Guilty Simpson, Sean
Corey
Price,
Guns.
Shaw Stimuli, Crondon, Smoke Deza, Knowledge. Like it's
Those are all cats on that album.
yeah, so it's a compilation project of stuff that he's been on. It's
Willie
it's
the
heat
Kid?
all the
Yeah, I
way.
was thinking I mixed him up with another cat from here.
Yeah,
Willie,
that's what's
Willis.
Willis. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
for
no,
him.
I know.
That's,
Yeah, that's
that's a hell of a list right
that's
there.
dope as fuck. Man.
Yeah, Willie the Kid's been around for a minute. He's got some heat. But
I remember Shaw Stimuli had bar. I remember him. He could rap.
yeah,
He
it's
definitely could rap.
heavy. Sky Zoo and Pete Rock put out a single.
Yeah, man. It's called It's All Good off their album called Retropolitan. Nice artwork for that. I'm excited about this because I'm a Pete Rock fan and a Sky Zoo fan, so I don't need anything else other than that. But I listened to the single, man. It's what I thought it would be. But
It's literally a beat that he made around the same time that he was working with Nas on. It was written.
Wow.
oh, word?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's old ass beat.
I think that's.
It
Yeah.
sound good though.
I was about to
It's
say,
Pete-
doesn't that
Pete
speak
Rock.
to the fact that it's like the timelessness almost?
Yeah, for him to be able to, if that beat is that time period.
I mean, it sounds like it too. Don't get me wrong, but Sky
She
Zoo.
would have had to been on
Sky Zoo
DATs
fits-
and
Oh yeah.
disc and all
Yeah.
kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sky Zoo was in his bag on this one. I listened to it the other day. It just makes me curious to see which way or which direction Pete's gonna go in terms of the production. Like when he got with Smoke Dizza, there were a couple joints on there where I'm like, okay, Pete kind of, went outside the Pete Rock traditional quote unquote sound a little bit with that Smoke Dizza project. So I'm
Little
curious. I'm curious to see if he does that with
I
Sky
like that
Zoo.
project, man.
The
Well,
one with
with his-
Smoke Dizza.
The
Yeah.
Don't
I
Smoke.
do. Yeah, I
Correct.
do too.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
And I agree with you. It did go outside the normal Pete Rock sound, I guess. a
But it
little bit.
worked,
But
though.
It sounded
Yeah.
really good.
It was a good
Yeah.
project.
That project was hard, so I'd be curious to see if he stays in the pocket or if he does a couple things, outside
I
the
just
lane.
need Pete to stay off Twitter. That's all.
Hey man, Pete Rock put me on a jewel though.
What'd you think of the Rick Ross verse on that album? Does anybody know it?
Oh,
I'd have to re-listen to it. You know what? It's one of those things. People that don't like it are people that don't like Rick Ross, generally speaking.
Yeah.
They want it to sound a specific way. It's just what it is. Is that what you're gonna say? I don't.
yeah, he's either
You just summed it up. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Mike. by the way, yeah.
But that's what I've heard
Yeah.
from it. Like Rick Ross was on the Smith & Wesson project as well.
Mhm.
And I remember that we put that on our YouTube channel. tons of comments on there like, "Oh, Rick Ross ruined the album." Did he? I mean, it fit.
I actually like that joint though.
It fit. I think people just don't want to like Rick Ross so much.
That's the joint
because of his persona and all that stuff that they can't like.
It's like they can't find a way to like him as an MC.
Yeah.
Because they don't like him as a person, or they don't like the Officer Ricky shit.
I think that's a lot of it.
I'm gonna say I'm one of those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just the Officer Ricky shit for me. And I want to give him like, and I don't think there's anyone else like this for me. But like, I want to give him a shot, and I do listen to a lot of shit. I really like the song he did for Django Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I thought that song was dope. Like he rapped really well on that song. But I think like his whole, for me, it's like the whole persona is just it's a facade. It's a joke.
But that's kind of what you just said. Though.
Yeah.
That's really kind of what you just said, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Like,
well,
yeah,
it's that.
But this is news. I mean, you've talked about this before.
Yeah,
He's very consistent on that point. So I'm,
But I
mean, am I wrong? Like like just the I don't know.
I don't know. I think I don't know. To me, it doesn't bother me, and I'm not a Ross fan. So like I heard him on Smith Wesson joint, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Yeah. I do remember him on the Smoke Desert joint, but I don't remember it deterring me from liking the song or anything.
And I don't know anything anyone else doesn't know about it.
Yeah,
Ross. But like taking your name from someone who actually did that,
for sure. Yeah.
And somehow winning that court case, like that pisses me. That kind of just pisses me off.
And again,
I think that's whack. That's super duper whack.
For sure. And I again, and
but
it's
then
also
your issue is really with our court system that would let that happen.
Sure, or him taking that name.
Yeah.
There's a bar for some other time, but but legitimately based upon like I can literally say based upon people that comment on our videos that we put out there that there are legitimately people that just that like it,
no matter
just
what,
seeing his name will make
them angry.
It's not good again. It's not good.
No matter what. And he actually sounded good on that Smith and Wesson joint. Nice produced that one.
That Smith and Wesson joint was an
with the,
excellent
let me tell you the sample. That was cold. Like I thought
like
he
knows how to rap. Like I get that.
Bag.
Like he's not terrible.
He's not my favorite. I just don't have any opinion on him. I guess is what it really is.
To keep it a buck, that is for me why that's what keeps me from like really liking him or liking his music. Just
I respect it.
The facade.
I respect it. All right, so let's shout out the sponsors real quick before we jump into this list. Shout out to Dr. Coleman, Coleman Dental. Make sure you get your teeth is right. He's been rocking with us since day one. Shout out to No Bad Ideas. They got a new hat for us. I like that right there. I'm country. I see you, Long.
That's awesome.
I like that hat right there. Shout out to Indie CD and
This
Vinyls.
is actually going to one of our patrons.
Oh, word.
So,
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
On special request.
Shout out to Indie CD and Vinyl as well. One of our partners. They always take care of us with the wax that we do for these raffles, so we really appreciate them. Bringing down the band as always, as you see, is the hub for everything that we do. These two gentlemen right here have been running that
he got
since
around
day
to it.
one, so they've really been part of the culture. So we appreciate y'all for that. Did I leave anybody else? Did I get everybody? Who am I missing?
Did you say Printfinity?
Shout out to Printfinity, man. You support your local businesses. They got some great people they're going to be featuring in the future.
We got the website.
Yeah. Hi, Rihanna.
We got the.
Oh, okay.
Talking shit.
Yeah.
We got the website kind of up.
It's almost there.
You can go.
You can go and request now.
Request something. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We also got a new thing. I went and saw the homies at No Bad Ideas. So we have a special promotion for everybody that's watching. If you are a fan of the No Bad Ideas stuff, if you go to their website and you check out, use the code New Old Heads, all caps, you get 20% off your purchase. So
that's a good deal. They got some nice stuff. We went through some new material today that we'll be featuring later.
Yeah.
Some good stuff. So we really appreciate them for what they do. I wish you would wear that throughout the rest of this show, but it's probably not going to happen.
No problem.
I want to throw something out there real quick before we
get
to the list. I don't know if y'all have heard or not, but Jay-Z actually signed a deal with the NFL.
Tell me more about this, because I saw this pop up today. I was curious.
I didn't see a lot of details on it today, so I didn't really want to jump into it.
Well,
so
basically what happens is, the title is Jay-Z joins entertainment and social justice partnership with the NFL. So, in a nutshell, he's helping the relations, I guess, with the players and or well, not necessarily the players, but trying to make sure that socially that they're handling business correctly, and trying to make sure that the players are being paid right or whatnot. But he's also kind of spearheading the like halftime show and things like that.
Okay.
So, and it's weird because he had that line on that song, right?
Yeah.
Ape shit, when he said, "You don't need me. I mean, I don't need you. You need me."
Yeah.
And then
I said
it
no to
kinda-
the Super Bowl. You need me. I don't need you.
right. And it's kind of, I just want to just bring it up real quick because it just came out today. I don't know a whole lot of details about
That's
it.
interesting coming off, everything with Cap and everything, and I'd be curious to see how that goes. I mean, what you described sounds like that has the potential to be dope. So I definitely want to read some more about it and see.
All right.
Right
Here it says the deal effectively positions Jay-Z as the face of the NFL's social justice program called Inspire Change,
Okay.
which was launched earlier in the year after years of unrest among its players. So,
Okay.
yeah.
The Rock Nation will also play a role in production and distribution of other new football-related content on streaming services, from original music to podcasts.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got his foot in there.
I like that.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll see how it goes. I'm like he said, I'm curious
You
to
know,
see how it goes.
There's
There's a little bit more here, actually.
This
What's
doesn't
that?
get Colin Kaepernick a tryout, then I don't know.
Well,
I don't think it's going to involve that.
no.
I don't think so. I mean, like honestly, I think the NFL is pretty much.
I think it's a wrap for
we
that.
killed his career, and that is what it is. But
We don't
Yeah.
even know how much they cut him in terms of a check. Go ahead, Long.
No, I was going to say, Inspired Change's stated goals are promoting education and economic advancement, improving police and community relations, and enacting criminal justice reform. The initiative was started in partnership with the Players Coalition, which was founded by a group of players seeking to enact social reform and has supported charities and causes across the country. This is all courtesy of the Wall Street Journal. So
Nice.
these sound like good things. Like
seems like they're moving in the right direction.
I'm not
so
gonna
wait and see.
I'm not gonna tear it apart. Just be
Yeah. I don't want to be that person.
I don't want to be because I saw some stuff today, and there's a lot of
Pretend it wasn't Jay-Z.
super woke people who want to be
Super
like, oh,
woke.
he just took, I mean, like, whatever,
Yeah.
man.
This is the thing with that, though. That's the reason why I kind of wanted to bring it up while it's still fresh.
Right.
I mean, we can get all the details later or whatnot, but like you said, it's a move in the right direction.
Right.
And for him to be in a position to make a change like that, I mean, it's not Colin Kaepernick, but he's vocally expressed his support to Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And they,
on the social justice, I'm not sure if you guys have had a chance to check out the special about Meek Mill on.
haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
I have
I've
not.
seen like the first part of it, and
I saw the first 2 episodes.
it
actually,
will make
last
you
night.
angry.
Oh yeah.
It will make you angry because you're like, this is just where the system failed.
I kept talking when I was watching that. I watched the first 2 episodes so far, and Sarah and I watched them, and I kept looking over to her because I remember we were talking about that, being very skeptical at first about the whole thing, and I remember looking over her, and I probably said it 10 times. Man, I was probably like, I was so wrong. I was like, this shit's fucked up.
Damn.
Like
got me
really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't make any sense. Fucked up.
I know people that have been through similar situations like what Meek is going
Sure.
through.
Right.
I mean, they're not out there as far as known like Meek, but they've experienced some of that same type trauma, because that's what it is trauma. You know what I'm saying? One little thing happens and it follows you for the rest of your life.
They say he pointed a gun at 5 police officers.
Yeah. That should have let
Does
you know.
anybody survive? Does a black man survive that especially?
I doubt it.
In Philadelphia?
That
No,
don't even-
absolutely
that
not.
shit don't even sound right.
Like, if you know anything about the Philadelphia police,
I just
if you
didn't
know
know
anything
these are
about
just things I didn't know before, man. I was just like, I kept telling her, I was like, I was so wrong.
If you know anything about MOVE and basically how the police and FBI just basically destroyed a city block,
right.
like,
Oh, yeah.
that shit is not realistic.
it's come on now.
That shit
come
is
on
not realistic.
It's realistic because it happens.
Yeah, check it out. It's a great
Just
documentary, though.
I feel
No, but
gun
definitely
part,
check
I
it
don't
out.
believe that.
So I believe Jay-Z, his where his heart is on the social justice and the, come on the low, him and Beyonce were paying people's medical legal bills and bailing people out of jail. You know what I'm saying? So like this isn't something he's doing for any sort of pub. Like that's not it. Like this is really where his heart's at.
I'm sure that he didn't reach out to the NFL. They probably reached out to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like he said, and he's in a position to make some shit happen. I'm with it.
Well,
Yep.
we gonna see, as they say.
We gonna see.
We gonna see. All right. So let's get back into this list. I'm old. Where we leave off? What number we leave off on?
Old.
Let me look. So
60.
Shout out to Lone with these graphs too.
go to the
Appreciate it.
finals.
60-ish.
Just go to the finals page. I got a whole. It's all highlighted.
All right. Let's see.
He be correlating and shit.
Yeah, he's cold. The boy's a beast.
Concatenating them fields.
I think we're at 61.
Technically, yeah. So the one before that though, because we did 61. 61 was Prodigy and Queen Latifah.
Yes.
Oh, they tied. Yep.
Which I had a comment that somebody thought that Queen Latifah was too high, and I
Wow.
said,
Oh,
I don't,
shit.
Well,
They going to be real mad when they see how it unfolds.
UNITY. That's all I have to say to that.
Look, Queen Latifah had a run of maybe like 4 or 5 albums. It was consistent.
Queen Latifah
very
created,
consistent.
even though this has nothing to do with rap, but she created the first Friends. She created Friends.
Yeah.
Living Single is pretty much Friends.
Oh.
Same exact formula.
I saw a story with Erica Alexander. She played Max. One of the titles for what Living Single actually became was Friends. Exactly.
That's
funny.
crazy.
Okay.
What's
All
going on
right.
there?
I don't understand the
going on,
confusion. I guess I had Excel classes and you didn't. I don't know.
You got a graph over there.
I'm just not even going to look, man.
No,
I
I mean,
graph
today.
over there goes from 80 to 61.
Spool's head is going to explode if he looks
I'm
over
not going to
there.
look today.
80 to 61.
And it skips 3, so I didn't know what was going on there. But
It skips because they tied numerals.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ignore the. You want to read them? You read them. You go ahead and read them, and then I'll just chime in. You go
All
ahead and
right,
read 'em.
fine. All right, so tied at 58
It shouldn't be this hard.
with a score of 6.98.
Yep.
We have Pimp C,
Shout out to the pimp.
Blue,
Red August loves it.
and Styles P.
Mm.
Not mad at the ghost.
Are you laughing at Pimp C or are you laughing at the Excel?
You know he is not laughing at Pimp C.
All right. Well, he does. He's not a huge Pimp C fan. I sent him some Pimp C songs this week.
Probably don't even know
I
who
did,
Pimp
yeah.
C is.
That's not true.
He's an underground king, right?
What do you guys think about that? Those three together: Styles P, Pimp C, and Blue. It's interesting.
I mean, I guess I don't look at it the same way you guys do, because you guys sometimes can be like, man, those are 3 interesting artists together. I just look at them from we have 10 categories, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like Blue obviously got higher categories in some than Pimp C did,
Yeah.
and vice versa, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Pimp C's influence.
But what this tells us is that we see them as overall similar.
Yeah, I like Styles.
Similarly skilled, I guess, in some
I
way.
like Styles and Blue
overall.
more than Pimp C. I like Blue as a rapper more than both of them, but that's just me.
Yeah, Below the Heavens
I have
is
Pimp C
amazing.
pretty high.
I also heard an interesting comment from somebody that said that somebody that has a classic album automatically means that they should be higher.
Huh?
As an MC.
Not based off.
That's super
How we breaking it
subjective
down,
too.
yeah.
That's exactly what I responded with.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one because what
So
actually
one
is
classic pushes you all the way up.
apparently that's
tough.
I don't know, man. So let's go up from there. 55 tied for 55 is Twista, Mac Miller, and Freddie Gibbs.
See, to me, that's an interesting, like looking at it the way I just kind of described. That's
I'm honestly surprised Mac Miller was that high, and I like Mac Miller.
yeah.
Mac Miller musically, I just love, production standpoint, how you arrange things, and he actually can rap on top of that, but just cumulatively, I thought he made good music.
Lone had him the highest,
Let's see, where's Lone?
Did I?
but the rest of us, everybody was right around 7.
Right around, it was close, pretty close.
What I have, Matt?
7.4.
Yep.
That is a little high for him. It must have been consistency and
Consistent.
Probably Beats selection. It's probably high.
I like Twista and Freddie Gibbs together, like kind of just as far as skill wise.
They
like,
sound similar.
Adrenaline Rush is an amazing album.
So was Mob Stability. Is that what it's called? The second one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about going back when he was
Tongue
Hocus
Twista?
Pocus. You know what I'm saying? Like Twista has been putting it down for a long time, and he's been consistent. So
I got some of the his first as Tongue Twista, his first album.
He wasn't a part of that Chicago group, was he?
What group?
Is it Crucial Conflict?
No.
No. You might be. He was down with. There was a whole group
Do or
of cats
Die
from
a
the West
little bit.
Side.
Do or Die. So Do or Die was his crew?
No. I mean, they were just
They
they
did
a very
records
popular
together.
They
song
rocked together, though.
Yeah.
They rocked together.
Several
I mean, I
songs.
heard Adrenaline Rush back in the day when it came out, and I was a big fan of that. But outside of that, I wasn't too hip to like
Mob
that.
Stability
that-
had like Front Porch and
I wouldn't know any of them.
Legit Ballin' and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Twisted is severely underrated. From a skill standpoint, that dude is amazing, man. Because it's hard to find somebody that raps that fast where you can hear everything.
Yeah, he's
That's
why his influence is so high.
Yep.
Yeah, Twisted's that dude for sure.
So from there, so this is actually very interesting because when Gibbs dropped and Madlib dropped their Bandana album, there was conversation about, because he said he's a better rapper than MF Doom, right?
Yep.
And so coming in at 54, one slot right above Freddie Gibbs for us is at 7.02 is MF Doom.
How about that?
I think
Definitely
that's
wasn't me.
interesting. I think that's obviously I think that's a little low. I think that's a lot low for Doom.
I know, without looking at it, that I dropped him based on delivery, because his delivery is just so
Different and unique and not like
Without
everyone
rhythm?
else's.
it's
Sloppy,
just,
off
it's sloppy.
It's not enjoyable
But it's-
in my opinion.
At all.
It's sloppy, man. I mean, just
Super
from a
sloppy.
rapper standpoint, like it's not smooth.
Just
It's
like
it's
everybody-
hard to listen to.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm a fan. I like his stuff,
I
but
find it very easy and enjoyable to listen to
That's why there's 5
because it doesn't
put
say,
it in.
yeah, you know what I mean? It does. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
above him at 53rd
Stupid.
at 7.04. So we're getting to the point now where like pretty much every single step above is like 0.02 or 0.01.
Yeah,
so all these are
very
mad close.
Yeah.
Right above him at 7.04 is 𝐴𝐴Z,
Mm-hmm.
number 53.
Cool brother, man. We got to meet him.
Oh, we did, didn't
last
we?
year, Trees. He's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
cool.
real
It's
cool.
interesting that he's rated higher than MF Doom.
I like 𝐴𝐴Z as a rapper more than MF Doom personally.
So do I.
Me too.
He can rap.
I love 𝐴𝐴Z, by the way.
Yeah,
think
𝐴𝐴Z.
I mean, I think they should both be higher.
Tied
Next.
at 51 with a score of 7.06 is both Missy Elliott and Pusha T.
I had Push rated the highest, I think. Was that me? Yeah. I'm a big
I
Push
have
T
them
fan.
rated a full point lower than you.
Wow. But that's, I mean, we've talked about him on the show. You've spoken about Pusha not being a huge fan of him. So
Yes.
above them at number 50.
I like Missy.
At Missy, I think I don't think we had a woman overall crack our top 50.
I had
Oh, yeah.
Missy rated higher than Pusha T. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had 6 women in my top 52, but total we didn't have
work
any.
out.
So you can throw stones at us if you want. Number 50 at 7.07 is the DOC.
The DOC.
So the number 50 in the top 50 now. The DOC. Not a ton of content, obviously, for unfortunate reasons.
Right.
But, yeah.
That
But
dude was he was on a path though.
but like
He
you know,
definitely influenced a lot of those
His
chronic
influence is high.
sessions and
facts.
things like that as well.
The
Facts.
formula is
I feel like I need to grab this and look at this a little different.
incredible. Like
Yeah, the formula still goes to this day.
All right.
Join us, Cole.
So 49 is Inspector Deck at 0.01 above him at 7.08. He's a little higher than I actually would expect him to be.
Deck is dope, man.
And I like Deck.
I'm a fan.
He seems a little high. I don't know.
looks like Terry had him the lowest at 6.3. Everybody else was about a point higher.
I think me and you tied, Spoolz, on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Deck. I'm a Deck fan for sure.
Number 48 at 7.1 is T.I.
Tip.
Okay.
I was listening to I'm Serious the other day, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tip got
That's
some.
his first album.
Yeah, Tip got some heat. If you go back all the way back and start and go up, Paper Trail, I think it might be my favorite. Man, yeah, it might be my favorite T.I. album. Paper Trail was dope, but I had to go back and revisit I'm Serious because heat.
I think King was probably the best one.
King.
Yeah.
I liked it. Paper Trail for me though.
Tied at 46. A two-way tie with coming in at 7.12 is both J. Cole and E40.
J. Cole.
I would have actually thought I rated both of them higher than I did, but
yeah,
because if it comes down to my personal favorites,
yeah,
they're gonna be higher.
Yeah,
personally,
sure.
But I mean the ranking system has them.
So the system
is what it's there. It's what's
that's
for.
what we have it.
45, the 𝗀𝐻𝐿 at 7.14.
Gotta love the 𝗀𝐿, man.
He's in the top 50. That's good.
Number 44, which I know I had him higher at 7.18, is Brother Ali.
Somebody gave him an 8.1.
Sean.
Might be me.
Yep.
I had him at 7.5.
7.5. Yep.
Brother Ali is one of the best lyricists I've ever heard in my life.
He's pretty incredible, man.
One of the greatest songwriters ever.
Subjective.
That's just what I have to say about
I
that.
can dig it.
And that's all I.
Very.
No, he's an incredible songwriter. I agree.
Number 43, another incredible songwriter, and wordsmith, 𝗀𝗄 at 7.2.
Yes, sir. That boy's
Dispute
good.
that.
Yeah.
No, if you think about his catalog, even with the mixtapes, up until now,
Yeah.
he got some heat, man.
And people who aren't familiar with 𝗀𝗄, I mean, he rose to fame from the 106 in Park days, Freestyle Fridays. He was tearing boys up.
I still listen to 𝗀𝗲 versus JJ.
Hey, that's
it right there.
Matter of fact, when we went to the show in Chicago,
Yeah.
I asked him if he had any of those on
I
deck because
remember
I
that.
wanted that.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I don't got that. But I ended up copping the release he had. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That joint still go.
Live from the tape deck with him and Illmind is one of my favorite
Definitely.
albums.
Yes, sir.
That shit is
great debaters.
Nobody I know we're not doing producers, but nobody talks about Illmind.
We
I mean,
might go-
you do.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my top
Oh
five.
my
but
God, that dude is brilliant, man.
Yeah.
He's a producer. He's brilliant. So shout out to Illmind. He laced him on that project for sure.
Yep.
Next
All right.
up.
Tied at 41 at 7.22 is LL Cool J and Jada Kiss.
I had Kiss high.
Interesting.
Kiss is dope to me. I had him a full point higher than damn near all of y'all. I think I had 8.2.
I had them
Wow.
tied exactly.
He had
Yeah.
almost 2 points higher than Terry did. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Sure
Kiss.
did.
Kiss is nice to me, man.
Yeah,
He
Terry
was
gave
nice,
Jada Kiss
but-
pretty low. Yeah.
Because I'm just going off of beat selection is and how it sounds on that track to me is important. And he has
You
verses,
docked him there.
but man, some of them
So
tracks he be on, he be like, man, I cannot
Yeah.
fuck with this.
That's true.
beat.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, you got
That's
your
fade.
reason. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
You got your
A
reason.
quick fix, real quick too. Last week we fucked up and we had Will Smith on there twice for some reason. We had him on there for number 96, but that was actually Conway. So
Oh, okay.
Conway's actually 96. Will Smith was like 140 or something.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to Will though.
Yeah.
That's why I remember last week being like, how in the fuck did Will Smith come? Yeah.
Yeah, you said that. All right, so tied for number 39 is a two-way tie, two great MCs. I've actually been listening to the second person a lot lately, but Bun B at 7.24 and Sean Price.
Okay.
I like that, man.
Sean Carter is nice, but Sean Price is the best.
That's right.
Recipe.
I think that's a really good. I like that, man. I think
Sean
that's a
Price
good
is
tie.
in my top 10 personally, and he's just based upon his entire persona and just nobody could rap like Sean Price.
No,
That's a
indeed.
I
fact.
agree.
You know, like
That's a fact.
period. Like
Yeah, I was heavy. I was heavy
bars.
with Bun. I know I weighed heavy on his influence, especially on the South.
yep.
Legendary.
Number 38, CeeLo at 7.26, which is kind of a sleeper, really.
It is.
Because
I don't know. I'll tell you where I
Really?
was coming from
is
for
cold.
𝗀𝗲 was a lot of those older Goody Mob
Goody Mob,
verses,
yeah.
man, and they're incredible. And he is talk about songwriting. And
he's
like,
amazing, absolutely amazing. And the
Dude,
fact
he wrote
that
some heavy, deep shit.
he just
Like,
doesn't.
I know he's like weird and like dresses up in gold shit or does whatever like weird shit, but like that dude is fucking ill.
All
He's
his
a
first
genius.
album, Getting Grown, is still my shit.
Yeah.
Go listen to his verse on all the kids out there like Kato. Listen to his verse on Thought Process if you want to hear somebody that's actually hungry. And
Oh
talking
man,
about,
listen to his verse on the Soul Food, or listen to his
Man.
verse on.
You could just keep going.
yeah,
Cell
man.
therapy.
And he was so
or
unique.
listen,
That, Again, we talk about people. Nobody can rap like 𝗀𝗲.
No,
At
somebody
all,
try. I'd be
period.
like, who's
And
out
nobody
here
sounds like CeeLo.
jacking
Nobody.
Steel? If you can't jack his style.
and he can
can't.
sing. And he can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CeeLo's a beast.
Well,
He
he's
had a
just-
whole nother group with
he's just-
a
Gnarls
Danger
Barkley.
Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just one of them guys that he could sing too, and singing brought him the money. And so
Yep.
he did it. Aloe Black was the same way. I don't know if you guys know Aloe Black's got a song
Oh,
called "I Need $1." He can rap.
Dude, I'm a
Yeah.
huge Aloe Black. I like.
Aloe Black.
I like that
be
song a
getting
lot.
heavy play from Marshmello. No, or Avili, I mean.
I was sleep
So
on.
he made that crossover.
I would
Right.
sleep on Aloe Black as a rapper. To alone put me on to the fact that he actually could get busy.
Well, he was in a group with Exile,
There you go.
and
I was,
Exile is actually my favorite producer.
and I was
So,
asleep, so I'm like, yo, Lone played me some stuff. I'm like, dude is nice. Like he's actually nice.
You'll see him featured on some Dirty Science stuff as a rapper every once in a while, like with Blue and all them. But
Yeah, shout out to him, man. He's a talented
see if
brother.
we can make it at least to the top 20.
Okay.
Number 37, only 0.01 above 𝗀𝗲 is Chuck D at 7.27.
Influence is
7.27.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chuck D.
And the thing is, you know
What
what?
about
I had him
Flavor
the
Flav?
highest at 7.9. Jay Moore had him at 7.7.
You know, because Chuck D does not get the props for being, of course, the political side, but Chuck D is an incredible shit talker. If you listen to Public Enemy #1,
Yeah.
like he has a line that's like, "Your mama probably fixes old dryers." Like that was, like he comes from that tradition of being a top-notch shit talker, and
rap,
like
man.
so. Shout out to Chuck D, man. Like
Word
a lot
up.
of people do not put him
Fixes
in their
old
top
dryers, though,
50.
man.
But yeah,
that's
Chuck D.
That's the verse that did it for you.
I mean, like
He
you know,
said, your mama fixes old
because like
dryers.
everybody just thinks about the political side, but like Chuck D is an MC and he comes from that shit talking.
That sounds like
kind
a
of
T-shirt.
from that
That
tradition.
does sound like a T-shirt.
Yeah,
I need
your mama
Print-
fixes old
I
dryers.
need
Yeah.
Printfinity to
Your
need
mama got
Printfinity
a
to make me
peg
wanna know.
leg with a kickstand.
Yeah,
All right, let's keep it moving. Number 36, right above 0.01 above him is 𝗀𝗲 𝗀𝗲.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, you pronounce my name. Shout out to them.
Quali?
Yeah, man.
He'll be at Treese
you-
next weekend.
Yeah.
the 24th. So if you're in
Right here in
Indianapolis, come see
Indianapolis.
him.
I don't care what nobody say. Reflection Eternal. Mess
That's
me
what
up.
got me into him. Like,
Black Star, man, that was me.
Yeah.
But-
That was
Black Star
an
too.
interesting day for me in the
Yeah.
history of my life. I'll
Yeah.
just say that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've told that story on here before.
Nah, I
Yeah.
haven't. We'll tuck that one away.
Yeah. We ain't gonna even talk about that.
Coming in now, this one's a little bit of a surprise to me, but I can't say that it's not that he doesn't fit here. 𝗀𝗲 the Prince at number 35 for 7.3.
I gave him a 8.
Yes, you did.
That
Can't
boy.
remember
That's
I
what.
gave
That's
it.
I
where
had
it
him at
was. Right there.
7.5. Same
Hey,
rating
he's
as
cold.
Jay-Z on my personal list.
Yeah,
He's cold.
yeah.
On my personal list.
I know.
Yeah, Sahai's
This
cold.
motherfucker. But nah,
We ain't even talk about that.
Let's
Yeah.
not even. Yeah, let's,
Sahai is
we got,
cold,
we got a
though.
ways to go, guys.
he's cold. I don't know if y'all are familiar with his the projects he dropped back to back. Not the ones that came out
the
like
mixtapes.
the mixtapes. The NC is it NC?
The joints that had New Africa. What was New Africa on one of those?
No,
Well,
that
that's
was,
a newer one.
But it was on
No
album, but I
Dope on
think he-
Sundays. I think.
Yeah, that was on No Dope on Sundays. But I
Yeah.
thought he dropped it on a mixtape too,
the
maybe.
NC8 double P or something. What?
He can rap, man. He's just
Man,
and he's
he's a
written for
beast.
so many people.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, he's a beast. man.
NAACP.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
cold,
yeah,
is
yeah,
what
yeah.
it's
I know what
called.
you're talking about.
Sahai is cold.
No, he's ill, man. I had him rated pretty high.
Number 34, one of the most consistent artists on the list,
Facts.
Snoop Dogg at 7.31.
Big
Yeah,
Snoop
interesting.
Dogg.
Hey, Snoop
Legend.
is always in the conversation.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody knows who Snoop is. Your greasy grandma knows who Snoop is.
Yep.
So
But you got to be greasy though.
he's greasy.
Stupid.
I'm just saying.
Coming in at
Use Vaseline.
0.01 above him at number 33, a Detroit spitter, 𝗀𝗡𝗄.
Okay.
𝗀𝗡𝗄 is amazing, man.
I think of all the lists, I don't think anybody had 𝗀𝗡𝗄 in their top 50.
You get dead at the end. See, never again will you competitors win. I severed the head of a veteran. Said it'd be better to let it just spread from my pen.
Oh.
See?
All right.
Kato over there like
Bars. His
Man,
structure
he's gonna hit you so hard. in the
at some
nose
point, yeah.
his structure format
with his fist.
is just amazing.
Nah, dude is
so-
amazing. Dude is amazing.
Now another Detroit person coming up above. This is where we're probably gonna get shit thrown at us.
Oh,
At 0.02 above him, number 32 is Eminem.
Oh boy.
I know why.
Boy.
I don't care. I know why. I definitely know why.
Yeah. It is what it is.
I get okay. We'll just keep moving then.
Mm-hmm.
Tied at 30, 0.02 above him is Killer Mike and
Okay.
Method Man, which
Okay.
Interesting.
Very.
Man, let's hold on.
Method Man is dope. This
Oh,
is
Meth
gonna be
is
my
definitely
thing.
up
He's
there.
Super
he's
dope.
Yeah.
Killer
some
Mike's
of his releases, some of his later releases were not very cohesive, and they weren't.
his beat selection kind of slack too.
yeah,
He was still so lyrically sharp.
Oh, he is. He's lyrically sharp as hell.
I
But
agree with Long.
All the
Cannabis
time.
is lyrically
But
sharp
yeah.
too, but
Super sharp.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that, man.
not.
Yeah,
You think
sharp.
cannabis is as
You think-
lyrically sharp as Method Man?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
Okay.
saying if
All right.
we're talking about being lyrically sharp, it still has to be enjoyable. I have to want to ride to it.
Oh yeah, he had some. I don't disagree with you guys. He had some poor beat selection at times and shit for sure.
Last project was a little shaky.
rhymes
sure.
were there, beats
Yeah,
just
definitely
weren't.
were there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 28, tied two ways. This is a kind of shocking, but I know I rated him high. Odyssey and Lupe Fiasco at 7.38. I'm sure I had
I
Odyssey
mean,
high.
these
so.
are spitters, man, and that was part of our criteria.
Hey,
Lupe-
man,
They make consistently good music.
Lupe being this low, to me,
It's
is hilarious.
Lupe is one of the best wordplay artists that's
Oh, man.
ever been born.
You
I
have
had
Lupe
him-
very high.
I do. Lupe to me is, I think. We'll talk about our individual
Later.
list later, but I think he's severely.
He's
low.
top 10.
Yeah, that dude is
probably just as a
amazing,
rapper.
man.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Number 27 at 7.4 is Raekwon the Chef.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 26 is Yasin Bey, Most Def at 7.42. At number 25 is
And
Big L,
the first robbery,
Shout out to Big L.
first
man.
large robbery that has
7.44.
occurred.
Curtis Snow, we see you.
Unfucking believable. Continue.
Number 24, 0.04 above him is Big Daddy Kane.
I
Long
don't
live the
even know what to
king.
say right now. Keep going.
You should know because you can
Yeah.
see everything that's above
All
it.
of the scores are very consistent.
I said I don't even know what to say right now.
Number 23 at 0.06 above that at 7.54 is Ice Cube.
Cube is dope. Cube could have been higher, actually. on a low.
Could be. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I like our list, to be honest. But
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Number 22 at 7.56 is Slick Rick.
The ruler.
And at 21, which I guess we'll close it out for
Yeah.
this, is 7.58 Pharoah Monch.
Okay. Very consistent.
So, yeah.
Wordplay
Nice
is
guy
crazy.
as well, too. We got a chance to meet him. He's a cool
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, check our interview out on the
Yeah.
channel if you're watching.
Yeah.
He signed a lot of wax that night.
Yes,
Shout out
indeed.
to Spoolz. He gave me one of the waxes as well. So
All right. So there we go. We're saving the next
Yeah.
Save
top
the top
20.
20.
We'll really get into it, and
It's-
then we'll get into individual top 10s, and then the next episode
The
147.
robbery ain't started yet. It's
So
about
one
to
robber,
start.
so one robber so far with Big L. So that's cool.
I think he's
I
where he
think
needs to
he's,
be.
I
yeah.
don't know.
Disagree.
Everybody's scores was on point.
Yeah, I think he's
I-
where. I think he's right around
One
where
score
he's supposed
was.
to be.
One.
Of the 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Says
sounds
this
about-
guy.
I would say. Based
Tune
on
in next week.
Yeah.
Skip the robber. Once we get to the top, it's a 𝐾𝐿EN on one of these. One of these is a 𝐾𝐿EN. It
Yeah.
ain't a robber. You know what I'm talking
Talk about that score.
Yeah, that's the 𝐾𝐿EN.
It's unbelievable. Hadn't even started yet.
We appreciate y'all rocking with us always. Make sure you go to bringingdowntheband.com. As always, is the hub and our Patreon site /NewOldHeads as well. We got some good things going on, and we will see y'all next week. We're going to finish the list out. Peace.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
𝐶𝐿𝐴. 𝐶𝐿𝐴. 𝐶𝐿𝐴.